Hey guys, look what I got. That's right, I got this big old box from HobbyKing. Stay tuned to see what's going on inside. Alright guys, this is what we had going on inside that HobbyKing shipping box. This is the brand new Seafire MkIIB. This is basically a conceptual variant of the very famous World War II Supermarine Spitfire. It is 1100 millimeters. For me, that is the perfect size RC plane of just about any type, especially a Warbird. But coming up next, we are going to talk about the specific specs. Alright guys, here's a quick look at the specs. I'm going to go over these fairly quickly, so if you need to hit the pause button, go for that. That way you can look at these to your heart's content. The wingspan is 1100 millimeters or 43.3 inches. The flying weight is 1200 to 1250 grams. That translates to 45 to 48 ounces. The ESC is an Aerostar 50 amp brushless ESC. The motor is a brushless Aerostar 3536 770 kV outrunner motor. That's cool. The prop is an 11.25 by 7 3-bladed prop, and it comes with 6 9-gram servos. It also can fly on either 3 or 4S power. We'll get into that a little bit later on, but coming up next, we're going to look inside the box. Alright guys, as you can see, this thing is packaged nicely for transport. That is always a good thing. Okay, so off to the side here, I have to point out that that prop is huge. At least it seems huge in comparison to what I expected. Over here, we've got the underside blue. That is a beautiful blue color, and of course up top, we've got that dark navy blue. That is awesome. Coming up next, we're going to tear into this, and we're going to get this thing going. Alright guys, this plane is absolutely stunning. I am so excited to put this thing together, but first, we're going to go over the different parts and pieces coming up next. Alright guys, this thing has a really nice detailed finish. Speaking of details, we have some details on the dashboard right in there. Very cool. We've got a pilot figure. That's always nice. And look, right at the top there, that is an LED light. This thing has lights on it. That is always a welcome touch. I love lights on my RC planes. Very cool. Here's a look at the underside. The main wing bolts on with 4 bolts. That is good, and this area just seems nice and sturdy. Not all planes in this category fit like that. That is, actually I've never seen one that fits quite like this. That is a good thing. Let's take a quick peek inside the battery bay. Here's what it looks like in there. Got a battery strap, tie-down strap in there. Very cool. Looks like we have some room to work with in there. That is not a bad thing. Alright, coming up next, we are going to take a look at the main wing. Alright, I found some navigation lights there. Very cool. Also want to point out that we have some ball link hardware right here. Very cool. Same thing with the flaps. These flaps, they fold down. Very scale. I love that. That is so nice. These retracts look nice, at least on the surface. We'll take a closer look at those in a little bit. The wheels, they feel rubber. That is good. Now let's turn this thing over. Try not to bump into stuff. Be careful when you're handling this stuff indoors, guys, because I keep bumping into everything with all my light boxes and everything around here, trying to make the color look good, and it's getting a little irritating. But that's because I'm trying to make a video. You guys are just going to be putting this together, which looks like it's going to be easy as pie, which is always nice. Right here, we've got everything labeled really nicely. Very cool. This color just looks awesome, guys. I love this color. Nice navy blue. There we go. Let's show you that other wingtip right there. Hopefully that can focus. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright guys, we are going to show the horizontal stabilizer coming up next. Alright guys, here's a look at the horizontal stab. We've got a ball link connector there too. Very nice. All you have to do to install this is put those items through that slot down there. Make sure you have the wing spar connected. Look at it in person and not to the monitor so it lines up. That always helps. Slide that in like that. Boom. You are ready, set, go. I love this color. Okay, so coming up next, we are going to take a look at some of the accessories, then the stickers, and then I'm going to build this thing. Alright guys, we've got our accessories pack right here. We have our screwdriver, we've got our bolts to bolt on the main wing, and we've also got our servo linkages. Alright, here is the nose assembly. Very cool. And these are a bunch of parts and pieces that I'm not exactly sure what they do yet, but again, this whole build looks very straightforward, so I'll be able to figure that out, no problem. Alright, we've got a foam piece that we're going to use as a part of the build. And right here, we've got some plastic pieces that are also going to be used as a part of the build. Look down here, there you go. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at the stickers. Alright guys, this is a quick look at the different sticker options. Now, technically it comes with 3 different schemes, but you can arrange these any way you want. 2 of them are US Navy, and 1 of them is the Kiwi Air Force, so that's pretty cool. Here's a look at the stickers. The panels are coming apart a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, I am going to build this thing, and when I come back, I'll have it fully assembled. Alright guys, this thing is all built and put together, which is great. It looks, as you can see, it looks amazing. It's really cool because you've got so many different little parts and pieces to add scale detail or not. It's just cool. I really kind of like the whole thinking behind this. Now, I will say that the stickers were a little bit, at least the first couple were a little bit weird to put on because I'd never put anything on quite like this before. But once you get it down, it's not a big deal at all. And I would recommend doing a couple testers on just random chunks of foam and things like that with the stickers that you're not going to use. That way you get a feel for it. I did not do that, but I think thinking back, that probably would have been a good thing. Of course, all my stickers, if you look at them closely, they turned out great, and because it's not that big of a deal. But I do want to give you that tip that may help you out. Alright, as far as all the accessories go, I did not put absolutely everything that you could put on this. I just wanted to get the basics on there. So we've got the guns, absolutely essential, the motors, or the exhaust rather, and then the antenna back there. A couple other little things, but those are the primaries that I wanted to make sure I had on there. And it looks awesome. I love this thing. And coming up next, I'm going to show you the servo connectors because they were a little bit different than anything I'd ever looked at before. And I think this little tip that I have coming up may help you. Alright guys, I want to give you an up close and personal look at how these connectors work. So what you do is you loop the wire through there and through the plastic. So I set that first, and then I came up and snapped that on. Now I used needle nose pliers to pop that in because these things fit very firmly, and I found that to work very well for me. Also, I'm not sure if this is the prescribed method, but this is what I did. So I unscrewed the screw and then put the plastic piece behind the ball link connector and then screwed it in, and it is nice and firm and tight. So that's not going anywhere. So I'm not sure if that's the prescribed way to do it or the right way to do it necessarily, but that's the way I did it. And coming up next, I've got another tip for you. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to connect the lights. It's actually pretty straightforward, but I'm going to try and add some value for you guys. Clear up any questions you may have. The first thing you want to do is find this red and black wire right there. Then you want to find this pigtail coming off your ailerons. Plug it in and you're all set. Really, all you have to do is make sure the aileron plug is plugged into the receiver and you've got your circuit. Coming up next, I'm going to show you these lights in the dark. Alright guys, here's a look at the lights. As you can see, the green one is just a little bit dimmer than the others, and the reason for that is it's pointing away from us. So keep that in mind when you're flying at dusk, or if you're crazy enough to try and fly this basically in the dark, because it's not going to be a good night flyer. It will help you, but it's limited because you can only see that navigation light if it's facing you. And the green one is facing away from us, or at least for the most part facing away from us, which is why it's dim. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at the retracts. Alright guys, so here's a look at the retracts. Very nice. Alright guys, we're going to do a quick little control surfaces test here. Here is our ailerons, here is our elevator, and of course, this is our rudder. One thing I do want to say about the rudder, and this is pretty important, it's a really cool feature actually. In the accessories pack, it comes with this Allen wrench, and there's a brass fitting that goes along with the servo linkage, and you can physically dial in, mechanically dial in exactly how you want your tail wheel to be pointed or not pointed. So for me, that is a very big pro, very big plus, because if you do not have that ability, like on a lot of other planes, you've got to break open the back end of the fuse to do any adjustment, if that's even possible. So that makes things so easy, and it comes with the Allen wrench, so that is very cool. Right now I'm going to show you the flaps right there. Look at that, that's half flaps, and of course we've got full flaps right there. Alright, coming up next is our review notes wrap up. Alright guys, this would not be a GB Linen unboxing without at least a quick little motor test, so I'm going to do a quick little motor test here. Alright, let's try that one from another angle. Alright guys, I'm going to give this a proper motor test. I'm hanging on to the plane down here. Alright, I could not give that much more than half. Maybe 2/3, but more or less half. And I thought, well, that's a little too much. I really got a nice breeze. This could make a good fan if I ever decide not to fly it. Alright, coming up next, we are going to do our pros and cons. Alright guys, we're going to do a quick little pros and cons wrap up here. This is a cool concept version of a classic Warbird. It comes with tons of scale features, pieces, all sorts of things that you can use or not. It's completely up to you. And there's 3 different paint schemes or sticker or decal schemes that you can use. And frankly, you can mix and match if you really want to. That's the cool thing about this. It's open-ended. You can do exactly what you want. For me, the size 1100mm is perfect. It's got that nice balance between the easy to transport size and still that bigger plane feel. That is always a cool thing as far as I'm concerned. Of course, it's got scale flaps. That is awesome. It's not really a common thing on a Warbird in this category, so that is a very welcome thing. It's got retracts that work well with rubber tires. I really like those tires and wheels. They look cool and they feel great. Like, it feels a lot more scale than you might think it might be. So that's a good thing. It's got nice bright lights, 3 of them. It's got a solid 3-bladed prop. That is always good. And of course, it's got the ball link servo connectors. So you've got a nice solid feel, and you can do your aerobatics and nice big scale loops, all those things, and not really worry about stuff coming apart in the air. Of course, always do a pre-flight, make sure everything is good before you put it in the air, but that definitely gives you some nice confidence. As far as the cons go, the stickers can be a little bit tricky using the transfer tape and all that. I'd never used something quite like that before, so that was a little tricky for me, but of course, once you get the feel for it, not a big deal. And the other thing is, the other con rather, is if you're not familiar with how the servo connectors work, it can be a little bit of a head scratcher, like, how the heck does this thing work? So again, once you get a feel for it, not a big thing, you'll just blaze through it at that point. And of course, always feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section. I really do want to help you guys if you have any issues with anything that I review. So like, comment, and subscribe, and GB Linden out.